Hello, everybody, and welcome to this roundtable where we at Epsom are going to speak to our current scholars and our alumni. My name's Kate Carden-Brown and I work as Director of Admissions and of Higher Education at Epsom, and it's my great pleasure to have Eugendren, Drexel, Kaizen and Cadence here with me this afternoon to discuss scholarships at Epsom and how we at Epsom work with our students to support them through the A-level programme. So without any further ado, Eugen, how are you? Tell us a little bit about how you're getting on. You're at Stanford, aren't you?
Yes, Miss. I'm doing really well, and then it has been a great experience being a student at Stanford. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what it was like. What did you expect, and how is it different?
Actually, before I went there, I've heard about typical stereotype of about America and Americans, but then when I went there, it was totally opposite, and it was different. Like the people I met there, they were kind and friendly. It must be because of the part of the US I went to. And also, I really like the weather. It's sunny and then it's quite chill at the same time. In terms of academics, it's really challenging, but I really enjoy the classes and courses I'm taking. And I've met some pretty great friends there as well.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I'm going to come back to you in a minute, and then we've got Drexel here. Well, Drexel, you've realised your dream, haven't you? When I met you, you had the dream of going to Cambridge, and you're currently holding an offer. Tell everyone about your situation.
Yeah, so I have an offer for biological natural sciences at Cambridge, and it's a conditional offer now because I haven't gotten my grades, but I'll be getting my grades mid-August, and I'll know by then if I'll make my offer.
Yeah, and it was great, wasn't it? Because you called me to let me know, and I said, "Are you seriously telling me you've got an offer from Cambridge?" Do you remember that night?
Yeah, I remember. I called you, and you ran from your house to congratulate me.
Come and see you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we've got Cadence. Cadence is a current scholar with us. Hi, Cadence. Tell everybody at home a little bit about yourself and what you're studying.
Okay, so my name is Cadence, more to be known as Cadence, but my name is actually Ong Jing Han, and I am an Asian Bright Sparks A-Level Full Scholarship Scholar. So today marks the second month and 8th day of my Year 12 Fast Tracker life in ECIM. So it is my honor to be appointed as the academic prefect in the college. My main role is becoming the student-teacher liaison, acting as a bridge between the teachers and the students regarding academic matters. Besides, I will be also co-organizing the academic enrichment programs, including competitions, webinars, and workshops. So the current ongoing program is the Epsom College Science Award. So I hope that I will be able to contribute and leave legacies in the college within these 15 months of A-Levels life in Epsom.
Well, you've only just joined us and you've already had a really massive impact, a really positive impact, and have taken the lead on loads of exciting initiatives. So well done. So it's our great pleasure to have you. And then finally, we've got Kaizen. Kaizen is another current scholar. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Kaizen.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Kaizen, and Year 12 students, and I came from a background of SPM, just received my results.
Yeah, and you did extremely well, didn't you? You don't have to tell anyone the details, but you did. Both Cadence and Kaizen have done extremely well, and we're very, very proud of them. So, guys, it's really nice to have you here with me today. And like I've said, we're going to talk about the scholarship process at Epsom, how the scholarships have helped these students, and how we support them along the way, and a little bit about the boarding process as well. So I'm going to come back to you, Eugen. While you were at Epsom, what did you study, and what kind of activities were you involved in, Eugen?
In terms of CCA and activities, I did a wide range of activities ranging from young entrepreneurs to drama and theater, and as well as I participated in house competition actively, for example, house choral, house drama, and more.
Cool. And CCA is an abbreviation for co-curricular activities. Eugen, why did you choose Epsom? Why did you choose to come to us?
Yeah. Right after my SPM and after I got my SPM results, I received offer from quite a number of pre-university colleges in Malaysia offering to do A-levels in their colleges. And when I looked at all these colleges, Epsom really stand out. It was in terms of academics and in terms of extracurricular as well. So I really wanted to like challenge myself in terms, not just in terms of like academics, and I wanted to really like be able to learn more in and develop myself in other aspects of education as well. So in looking at like all the aspects, like Epsom really like stood out, and I really wanted to try the boarding experience at Epsom, and also the range of like CCA offered at Epsom was like appealing. That's why I chose Epsom.
Okay, thank you. And then Drexel. Obviously, Eugen just came to us. I think I'm right in saying Eugen, you came to us just for sixth form, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas Drexel was with us. Tell us a little bit about you, Drexel. You skipped a year, didn't you? You skipped a year to be able to board. Am I right?
Yeah. So I grew up in Singapore, and when I first joined the school, this was like 7 years ago when the school first started, because I'm part of the pilot batch of students. And if I joined the school at my correct year group, I would be year sixes. I'll be year six, and year sixes were not allowed to board back then. So I moved out a year to year seven so that I could board. And yeah, I've been here ever since.
And then why did you choose us? Why did you choose to come to Epsom? Can you remember, or was it a parent's choice?
I know that they wanted to send me to boarding school because if I stayed in the Singapore system, I would just be strong academically, and they wanted me to be more well-rounded. And Epsom provided the chance, this opportunity for me to have this holistic education. So that's why I was sent to Epsom.
Yeah, and you've been studying with us on a scholarship, is that right, Drax?
Yeah, so from year 7 to year 11, I had a 50% scholarship, and that was based off the entrance non-verbal reasoning test. And then after I got my IGCSE results, I got the merit scholarship, and that is 100% academic and 50% boarding.
Excellent. Okay, and then we've got Cadence and Kaizen. So Cadence, can you tell us a little bit? You've recently started, so is Kaizen. Cadence, why did you choose to come to us? I'm sure you could have gone to lots of different places with your scores, or your trial scores at the time. You've just had your final scores, but why did you choose to come to us?
Yeah, so actually, basically, I also received full scholarship offers from other universities, but actually, frankly speaking, I never heard of ECIM before coming across the scholarship advertisement on Instagram. So I started doing my own research on the college only when I began to apply the scholarship. So I researched about the school, the teachers here, the subjects offered, and even the CCA options. So the more I did my research about the school, the more excited I got. I was like totally fascinated by the school even before joining Epsom. So I became more looking forward to being part of the school after the campus tour led by Miss Dina, the registrar in Epsom. So the 50-acre campus is really a big compound, and I feel like it's really a strategic location because it's situated quite far away from the city. So it makes me feel like I'm in Xanadu. As Epsom is an international boarding school, so the teachers and students are coming from different countries and with different races here. So actually, I personally really love the cultural shock experience here. And as English as the main communication language in Epsom, I believe that if I am able to join Epsom, I will be able to improve my English language speaking skills by immersing myself in this kind of environment. So this is also one of the reasons why I choose Epsom.
Kaizen, why did you choose Epsom?
Oh, well, I think for me, work-life balance is the most important thing. So I really like the whole idea of boarding school because I came from a boarding school also back then. So when I'm choosing my college, so I don't want to enroll into a college in the city whereby I have to rent a house, beside the campus, and then when I need to study, then I go to the campus, and when the whole class is and then I go back. So I really want to have a boarding life whereby I can live with my friends and I can do a lot of CCA. Also kind of develop me as a person whereby I have to deal everything myself and live as a community.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna skip back to Cadence right now because I wanted to ask, what academic support is available at Epsom to students? Now, obviously, Cadence, you are actually part of the academic support. So I thought we could start with that. How are you offering academic support? And then as a second part to my question, what academic support do you get?
Yeah, so basically as academic prefects, like I'm my main role is to liaise with the teachers and students, right? So the academic prefects is like organize the academic enrichment programs and offer the study supports to the students. Like we will organize the study group support, like the workshops. Like today we have open CV Python workshop just ended around 11:30 something just now. So there are many academic support and opportunities for the students here. So talking about the academic supports from the school, so the teachers here are really the greatest asset to the school. They are like super friendly and approachable. They communicate with the students like friends. Besides, they are very patient in teaching students. We can always like request extra coaching sessions from them even after the school time if we have any inquiry in our studies. The teachers are like more than happy to help the students. So what surprised me the most is the teachers here outweigh the well-being of the students more than their academic result. So in Epsom, I can see the true passion of an inspiring educator. And besides that, there is also like a CCA to support for academic support, like IELTS. They help the students to prepare themselves for the IELTS test. Yeah.
That's
so
great.
yeah, I can say that Epsom is really an ideal place for everyone to study, and you will definitely regret if you do not choose Epsom. These are the true words from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, that's very, very lovely to hear. Thank you. Thank you for those kind words. Drexel, you were nodding. Do you feel that you've had ample support academically?
Yeah, I mean, the teachers here are super willing to help you. Like, it's really different to other schools because in some other schools, if you ask the teacher for help, they just may not have the time to do so, to like give you help. But in Epsom, the teachers are really willing to do so. Like, if you need help, you can just go to them and they will schedule a meeting with you after class. Like with COVID, they'll schedule a Google Meet and you can just ask them basically anything. But that's for like academic support. And then we also have really good uni support, which would include your help miss.
Thank you.
And you've been really helpful. And you and your
you.
team have been really helpful. And I know that your team is going to be expanding and you're going to be adding some valuable people to your team. So I'm sure next year will be a lot better. And
Thank you,
also, the co-curricular support is really good too, like with a really wide range of CCAs to choose from. And that, I think that would be one of the main differences between Epsom and other schools. Yeah, we're such a big campus and such amazing facilities to use. So yeah, that I think is the main factor.
And Kaizin, you were in this, what kind of school were you in previously? Can you talk a little bit about, because we had a chat the other day, you were in quite big classes, weren't you? I think I'll come to you as well. I think you were in quite big classes as well, were you? So we'll start with Kaizin. Tell us about your school and how you found Epsom.
All right, so I came from SBP, Sekolah Berasrama Penuh. Yeah, so it's a full government funded boarding school. So I have to live with nearly 30 people in a dorm. So imagine such a big difference, the life in Epsom and also SBP. So I would say the academic support, if let's say you come from an SPM background, you don't have to be worried if let's say you are scared that this is an international school, the teacher might not know the SPM syllabus. All the teachers here are amazing. They know what you know and what you don't know, and they know the differences between the SPM syllabus and IGCSE syllabus, so they can kind of cover up for you. So don't have to be worried about the teacher here. The teachers here are all amazing, and if let's say you have the attitude and you have the yearn to study, I can assure that you will get the knowledge here in Epsom.
And Eugen, to finish with you, tell us a little bit about, were you supported? Did you have any challenges?
Yeah, I mean, like the transition from a public school to an international school, like studying A levels at Epsom, it was a huge transition. Because there's a leap between like SPM and A levels, but then the teachers at Epsom, like when I entered year 12, they were very supportive. They were accommodating of my needs, and then they provided the support I needed. For example, there were like some gap in my knowledge, and I didn't know like since I took like science subjects, there were like some terms that I didn't know, and then there was a way to answer like questions in A levels. I didn't know all of that, but then the teachers were very helpful in guiding me through all these like process. And in terms of like academic support, like compared to like I know like how other pre-university colleges in Malaysia they do, it's like if you have a question, you have to email the professor or lecturer, then you have to wait at least a day or to a week even to get your questions answered. But at Epsom, it's like completely different. Like whenever I have a question, I just go to the teacher, and then the teacher will be like will explain to me like about the question, and then they will clear my doubts. So it's very convenient for me. Like I don't have to wait a week to clear my doubts. So and
Yeah.
also the academic support I received was enormous. For example, like Mr. Chang for chemistry, he was very helpful in terms of preparing me for my interviews with Cambridge. And I had a one-on-one like interview with him, and all the teachers there were like they give feedback after each and every internal exams and end of topic exams. Those were really helpful.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. And can you tell me a little bit about Yugen, about what the scholarship meant to you? I mean, you're on a scholarship now, but you're on a TUNE scholarship at Epsom. What did that actually mean to you? I mean, what did that provide you with? Do you consider that to have been a great opportunity? Without that, would you not have been able to get where you are now? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Like I would say that like the TUNE Libra scholarship I received, it was a great thing that has haven't happened to me, because like previously the scholarship I received before, they only cover for the tuition, and then I have to cover for boarding, or I have to travel every day from my home to the university. So, but the TUNE Libra scholarship, it covered for my tuition and then boarding as well. So I didn't have to worry about like how to pay for my living expenses. So the worry aspect, like the scholarship took away the worry aspect completely. So I was able to focus on my academics and also other parts of education as well. And also the CCS opportunities provided at Epsom, and compared to like other pre-university colleges in Malaysia, like I've never seen any other colleges offering this kind of like comprehensive like co-curricular activity options. So it was really great in terms of that. And also for the TUNE Libra scholarship, like I was able to go and like represent the college at the people, and then promote it like the scholarship that I received to people, so more people can benefit from the scholarship as well, because it's a great scholarship. And I also like able to improve myself in terms of academic and in terms of like other aspects of education. So I'm able to like my only hope is that like most students will be able to benefit from the scholarship that I benefited from. Yeah.
I think, Kaizin, you mentioned something about how you didn't, you've not had to worry about accommodation. Everything's on site. And I think we can all agree, don't we? You don't have to travel. Everything is handy having it all on campus, because you don't need to travel anywhere else to get anything. So the CCAs, the lessons, the tuition, the teachers live on site. So everybody's kind of here, and it does save quite a lot of time. And then can you tell me a little bit about, so obviously, Cadence and Kaizin, you're currently going through the university application process. And then we've got Yugen and Drex who have gone through it. So Drexel, tell us a little bit about, and it's a bit embarrassing, obviously, because it was me that helped, but there are other people involved too. But tell us a little bit about, the application process, because it's really, really stressful. So how does it work at Epsom? What kind of approach do they take? Are you in a class that you get, spoken to about the application process, or is it one-to-one or small groups? What was it like?
Okay, so in the early stages of year 12, like right before we were meant to apply, we had this elite uni CCA. So that is where a group of students would sit down with the admissions team and just the uni admissions team and just talk through our plans and our goals. And as the year progresses, our preparation and our advice from the uni admissions team will get more and more detailed. And from those group sessions, we would move to one-on-one sessions. So we'd start writing our personal statements. We would start actually doing things that we can talk about in our personal statements. So that would be reading books, doing online courses, and the admissions team would recommend would give us like good recommendations of where to find all these resources. And when I started to write my personal statement, this was during the lockdown, so I had quite a lot of Google Meets with Miss Brown. I think I kept her pretty occupied.
Well, you did, because I was actually in quarantine, so I was quite grateful to have something else to think about, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would meet with her quite regularly to discuss my personal statement. And so once my personal statement was done, and she also helped me with my UCAS application, because I'm not gonna lie, the website looks quite outdated and it's quite confusing. So it's really nice to have somebody who really knows her way around the UCAS system. So once I had my UCAS application submitted, my personal statement, everything was done. The next stage was interviews. And I'm talking about Oxford specifically, but obviously this covers all types of uni applications. And after I submitted my UCAS applications, I had to prepare for my interview and my admissions test. So for the admissions test, I was given resources. Like Ms. Brown gave me these booklets, like with like the past paper questions and stuff like that, and I just did them. And for the interview, the school scheduled like a lot of mock interviews for me to pass to really prepare me for this interview, like so that I can get used to like thinking out loud in this high pressured environment. But I think I had over like 20 to 30 mock interviews, which was quite crazy at the time, because I was also still learning, like going through A-level syllabus while having like, I think like 6 or 7 mock interviews a week. Yeah, but obviously the admissions team made it a lot easier and less stressful for me. So yeah, that was good. And then in January, I was rewarded, and the admissions team.
Great news.
We
great
all rewarded
news.
for our efforts. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Eugen, I remember you, we worked together closely, didn't we? And you obviously were doing your USA essays, and there was a fair few meetings, weren't there, over that? Tell us a little bit about your experiences.
Yeah, like I chose to apply to both the UK and then the US. The application process to the UK is much simpler, but then the application process to the US, it's extremely tedious. And then for the UK application process, like I chose to apply to Cambridge as well. And then the support in terms of like university application was really helpful. And like Mrs. Brown, like she helped me to review my personal statement, I think nearly like 10 times. Like I'll keep like sharing the Google document, and then she'll like give feedback, and then I'll edit the document, and then I'll share it again. And then in terms of like, in terms of the interviews and stuff, like I remember having like mock interviews with all my teachers. Like I had mock interview with Mr. Brown, Mr. Magda, Mr. Chang, Miss Mitchell, like everyone, like they were really helpful. So I really prepared well for my like admission test. In terms of admission test, like I practiced with my friends like Alia, Yangni, and Tan Jin Shen. They were really helpful. So we'll sit together and practice. Like they will ask me questions. Like so we help each other in terms of like admission tests. And for the US like application, the process was too difficult, and then it took like more time for me. Actually, one thing I realized after going to Stanford is that like all my friends at Stanford, they went to a private like counseling agency, which helped them to like craft their application process, which costed them nearly like $5,000. So, but
Good
then I
grief.
had I had the support like for free at Epsom. Like in terms of like my whole like application essays, it's like from common app essays to supplemental essays for each and every college. I nearly wrote like 31 essays for my US, and then Mrs. Brown was kind enough to check each and every essay. I'm not sure if like any other college or any other schools in Malaysia would do that, would support a student who's applying to like 15 colleges in the US. And also for the interviews, like I had a like the interview practice with the teachers. And also, the support was enormous in terms of US application. And I was rewarded with like offers from like some of the top universities in the US.
Yeah, and you know what? It's quite upsetting actually, because you can pay megabucks for support, can't you? Because there's lots of agencies out there that basically play on the insecurities of us all, and actually you don't need to go outside your school, or you shouldn't have to. You know, that's that is what, there's a guidance counselor in school, and that is what we're here for. And I know, yes, I did read a lot, but that's what I'm here for. And there is nothing better. I've told you all before, you know, Cadence and Kaizen, I just hope and pray that this next year, you know, you'll be coming back and talking to us about where you are. But there's nothing better than seeing your kids on the screen and having gone through that process, and then, you know, you are where you are. It is literally the best thing in the world. So Cadence and Kaizen, you're currently going through it. Kaizen, we're talking, you've got a scary interview coming up, aren't you, where you're going to be interviewed like online. You've got to interview yourself almost. You've got to speak into the camera, haven't you? So we've been talking a little bit about that, which is a bit of a stress. There's so many different ways of being interviewed these days.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like, so basically I have to have a recorded interview that is conducted via higher view. I'm not sure whether you all are familiar with it, but it's basically apps that they kind of like use AI to analyze all the recorded interview and interpret who you are as a person. So like once I received the email, I quickly write an email back to Mrs. Brown so that she can give me more advice and support and tips. So she's very helpful, and she immediately sent me back a potential question that they might ask, and I'm currently working on it. So I'm really grateful to have Mrs. Brown to help me, as I'm also having a lot of like fast track syllabus have to cover, and also Kingstown test that took place yesterday night. So it's really stressful, and they really reduce my burden a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, God, I'm glad. And then Cadence, you fair play. Cadence is one of the first ones to get her personal statement done and dusted in her batch. So kudos to Cadence. How are you finding everything? It's quite stressful, isn't it? All the applications, Cadence, yeah?
So actually, okay, it's okay, just that because I'm from fast track, so I just have 15 months to settle my syllabus, and I find that actually I just have like 5 or 6. I use half year to finish what other people's done for 12 months.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. So there's we have to like balance up the assignment, and the tests are like almost every day, because it's quite good in a way, just that like for us to practice to get adapt to the test. But like the university application, Mrs. Brown is really very super helpful. Then Mrs. Brown will organize one-to-one session with the students to help us explore our subject interest and advise us on choosing the correct university. She also organized the university application workshops to give us a better insight on university choices, the entry requirements of the universities in different countries, and guide us on writing our personal statement to stand out. So when I sent her my personal statement draft, she almost said, like, she is like replying the email like every day, every second is reading the email. It's a very intermediate thing. So she is always there to help the students whenever we need assistance. And I really say that she is really a great asset to the school.
And, that's also very kind. I'm quite OCD with my inbox. That's what I don't like to have too many emails. I need to get straight onto them. That's what it is.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and the school also organized like the online meeting with the MABEX, so that we can get some advice from them on the UCAS application in case the school is too busy. And so there is another agent for to help us on this UCAS application. Yeah, it's really very good.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, let's move on then from that to boarding. So I had coffee and cake the other week with some of the girls in the boarding house, and I said to them, because they're about to leave, and I said, what are you going to miss the most about when you leave? And they said, it's the boarding. And Drex, I remember actually from your application that you wrote about how you've like set up a little tradition in your boarding house, Granville, haven't you? Like you share meals is it on a Saturday night? So tell us sort of the highs and the lows of boarding for you, and how boarding has been and how it's shaped you. How have you enjoyed it?
I think the lows would be quite similar for everybody, which would probably be like just the first few weeks when you have to deal with the initial homesickness. But after that, it's just amazing. I mean, where else do you get to live with your friends for like the whole day? It's like something that's unreal. Like you can hang out with your friends for like the whole day, and it's a lot of fun. And like with what Ms. Brown was talking about just now, the Saturday night tradition that my friends and I have kind of developed like spontaneously is that every Saturday night, my friends and I, we share we each eat supper and share our meals together, because we only bring like a few snacks like instant noodles, and these will be brought from like our home countries. So for example, I'm Malaysian, so I would bring some Maggi flavored instant noodles or something, and my friends from Korea would bring kimchi and some Korean microwavable foods, and I have this friend from Maldives. He normally brings tuna, and we just all kind of share each other's food, and it's really, really nice, because I don't just get to experience the cultures, but also get to do so while like finding out like more about them as a person, and it's just really nice. You get to connect to people at a more personal level, especially since you live with them.
Yeah, I think Cadence, you said about how very international the school is, and how there's, you know, people from so many different places, and I think Drexel's right. You know, you do get a real blend of cultures, and it makes it more fun, more diverse, and more interesting. And then Eugen, you were your batch was fab. I remember when you got your Stanford offer, okay, and it was all over Facebook and everywhere. And then Youngchi, who we will all remember very, very fondly, was like, wow, you famous. Do you remember that? So you had a really lovely batch that you were with. You were with the Bank Scholars, weren't you? I know you weren't a Bank Scholar, but you were with a group. So tell us about your boarding experiences and how you enjoyed boarding.
Yeah, like I previously like enrolled in a residential school when I was studying, but then I quit like after a week because like I was too homesick. And then like after SPM, I really wanted to challenge myself. I was like looking for a new experience, and that's why like I chose Epsom in the first place. So at first, like when I looked at the boarding at Epsom is really attractive because like sixth formers will be able to enjoy all the facilities. Like the campus facilities is like one of the best, like I would say in Malaysia. And it turns out that at the end of sixth form, it's not just about the facilities, it's about like the connections I made with the teachers, with my friends. Like I really met like some of like the greatest people in my life. I still have like connection with like all the friends. Like those connection I made is like the are really invaluable. Like I could have never gotten it like anywhere else. And also the boarding experience is something new to me, and I really enjoyed the whole boarding experience. Like it's about like being disciplined. It's about like working with everyone. It's about like tolerating each other's like flaws, and then appreciating what other people has to offer for us. And it was a mix of emotion as well. Like at the moments I felt like so sad, and if I feel like very stressed, I'll talk to my friends, like for example like Yongchi, Tan Jin Chen. I'll talk to them. We'll like go out, and then we'll go for a walk around like the walkway in front of the boarding house, and then all these things are really memorable. And also in terms of like teacher support, like the teachers there, they were like able to support the students even at night. Like there will be a resident tutor in the house, in the boarding house, like every night. Like whenever we have a problem, or even if we have a doubt in homework, we can even ask the resident like tutor. I think this is the uniqueness and specialty in Epsom. Yeah, I would say that I really enjoyed like my boarding experience at Epsom, and I'm glad that I chose to stay in Epsom in a boarding house.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I do remember your batch for sure. It was quite a noisy, there was quite a few characters, wasn't there? We did have fun, for sure. Cadence, what's your room like? You know, you said, Kaizen mentioned being in a dorm. Is it a dorm? What's it like when you get to sixth form? What kind of a room do you have? Tell everyone.
Yeah, so actually I thought it would be like sharing room, something like that. So if sharing room, I would like afraid of if I get a roommate does not have the same frequency with me, then we will like maybe we will like quarreling or what. So that's what I'm concerned. But when I search on before I join, so I search and I see sixth form student will have like their private one room for each. So I'm like, wow. So so when I go to the campus tour, then Miss Dina, Miss Carol show me the room, and it's really, for the sixth former, there will be one person, one room with bathroom attached, and the the environment is really a cozy one. And when I look out from the windows, there are trees and the many beautiful scenery. And I feel like my friends say, when I, because I post Instagram, so my friends say like, do you live in a hotel? They even asked me to give them a room tour. So I snap photos and send them. Then I think they say like, I also want to go to the school. I also want to go to the school. Then I'm like, okay, yeah, there's my school. So envy they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
So then
that's
the
nice.
boarding life here is like incredible, because it was my first boarding life ever in my 18 years of life till now. So I find it's really incredible to have friends staying with me under the same roof, and we can meet anytime. So we spend almost every second together studying, having meals, and at Epsom there are all kinds of food served here, and including Western food, Chinese cuisine, Malay cuisine, and there are fruits every meal. The most common one I see is the what honey melon. What melon? Okay,
Watermelon?
A watermelon also. Sometimes
Yeah.
got orange. Occasionally apples and pears. Okay.
Yeah.
Pears. Okay. So it's really fantastic. So my favorite here is the chocolate muffin and the hot dog.
Yeah, chocolate muffin's
during
good. I
the
like the
snack.
banana ones myself.
both
Kaizen, are you
is
happy
nice.
with you? Say again?
Both are very nice.
Both are very good, yeah.
Yeah. And
that's why
and
you have to go
the-
running lots on a Sunday if you eat too many of those muffins. Huh? What about you, Kaizen? How are you finding the boarding? Are you happy with your room? Have you got good friends? Because I can imagine if you're in a, like you said, Cadence, if you're in a room with somebody that you didn't necessarily connect with, I suppose, yes, it could be a bit of a stress, or if they're messy, or, you know, how are you finding it?
That's really amazing. The room here, like what Cadence described, is nearly like a hotel to many people. And it's just exactly the same as the video posted on YouTube. So if, let's say, someone is interested, they can watch it. It's exactly the same thing. And to compare my previous dorm, whereby I have to share, a big dorm with 30 people, whereby when you want to study, there are people like chatting with each other, and you can't simply tell them, can you reduce your volume, please, because I want to study, because they have the freedom to talk. So you can't really tell them, I want to study. So that's really disturbed me when I want to study back then. But in Epsom, you can study here and there. Common room is available if, let's say, you want to have a discussion, or if, let's say, you prefer to study alone, then you can study at your own room. So the environment here in Epsom is really amazing if, let's say, you really want to focus your study and also have a work-life balance. So when you are stressful, just go out for a walk and just, ask your friend to play badminton with you, volleyball, ping pong. They're all here for you.
Okay. And we're coming towards the end. Drexel, if you've got to sort of sum up what skills you've developed as a result of, being a boarding student, what do you think you've developed skills as a result? I mean, can you use a washing machine, for example? My sons can't.
Yes. I've learned how to use a washing machine, although you don't have to. Like, there's the option to use a washing machine, but the school also that has a laundry service. And I've also learned how to iron my shirt and sew back buttons that have fallen out. Yeah,
that's good. That's a good skill.
I think the main thing is you really develop, you get a chance to develop your interpersonal skills, because you're with your friends like for the whole day. So you get to meet a lot of different people and see how they like act, and you kind of learn how to treat people. Yeah, and it's really nice. And also Epsom gives you many opportunities to speak publicly in these presentations. So I'm 100% sure that my public speaking skills have gotten a lot better. Yeah,
I'm really pleased to hear that. I'm really pleased, because I remembered that was one of the things that you were, wasn't it? Mr. Vishal,
Yeah.
that's why we got Vishal in, isn't it? Yeah, who's another guy that helps a lot with stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a few students saying that quite a lot of students saying that they wanted to improve their public speaking. So the school brought in this guy called Vishal to help us with our public speaking, and he's amazing. Yeah, and I think a lot of us have benefited from that. Yeah. So the school's really responsive to our feedback, and everything here is really personalized. But I think also another important thing is like Eugen said, you get to meet a lot of amazing people. I got to meet a lot of amazing people like Eugen, for example. who is my
You
idol.
famous.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jackson.
you famous.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
What about you? Thanks, Jax. What about you, Eugen? Did you, I mean, you're in Stanford now. I mean, gosh, whatever you learned with us is probably a distant memory now, but did you think that boarding and like, what things do you think you developed skills as a result of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with like in terms of like boarding experience. Like, it's actually like Stanford is like Epsom, but it's a bit like bigger, and then it has more students, and also it's like more expensive than like Epsom. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I really miss like Epsom's food. Having stayed in like America for like 6 months, I really miss like Epsom's food,
Are you
and
getting fat,
also
Eugen?
like yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Fast food.
yeah, like
That's a
yeah,
joke,
the
actually. I
food,
can't actually see you. I'm not saying you are. I'm asking because I can't see. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you love the food. That sounds really offensive. Apologies.
yeah, actually, like I mean, the lifestyle there, like it's like quite stressful, and then there are like limited food options. Like at Epsom, the food choices are like really like healthy, and then like we have like a lot of like activities, a lot of opportunities to like de-stress as well. And boarding experience really prepared me to like be able to like tolerate other people, because like in US universities, it's like you will have a roommate, so you have to like
Oh,
be able to like tolerate your roommate and then be able to live with other people. So I learned that like in Epsom, and it wasn't like Epsom really prepared me like from the beginning. It's like level by level. So it wasn't really hard for me like at Stanford to be able to share a room or share like an apartment with like someone else. And also like boarding experience at Epsom really taught me about like all the skills that I for me to be able to live like independently, like from like doing laundry to managing my time, like managing my time in terms of like activities and in terms of for leisure. And that was really helpful. And in terms of academic, like I took really like some of the challenging A-level subjects at Epsom. Like the academic rigor was really high at Epsom, but I really appreciate, I'm really glad that like I took the decision of taking like quite a challenging subjects at Epsom. And also the support I received from the teachers was really like helpful. So the academic rigor at Stanford is really it's really difficult, but I've like Epsom really prepared me to face all these like difficult courses,
that's good.
all these difficult tasks. So although like the courses are difficult, but I find it, I'm really like going through the courses like quite easily, although the workload is really high. Like since I've been trained to like focus on learning and completing the task to perfection at Epsom. So all this process, all the academic like rigor at Stanford, I found it like quite easy to go through. Yeah.
I'm just going to add to that Eugen is actually amazing. So he probably, whatever, he would have probably been fine anyway. But thank you very much. But yeah, I remember you have got an amazing academic record, to be fair, Eugen. You are exceptional. I mean, you all are, to be fair. Kaisin, tell me a little bit, are you developing skills? Do you think you've changed at all? I mean, in fairness to you, you've not been here that long, but have you developed anything, would you say?
Yeah, sure. Like, for example, the boarding school really helped you to learn how to take care of the people around you. You become someone who is altruistic. I would say you care the people and you try to help them because they are the ones who are gonna lend their hand to you when you need them. So you learn to live with a community and you will really enjoy having your friends. Like whenever you are sad, just go out and talk to them. Whenever you have problems, you just share with them and they will just share their story to you together. So in terms of other supports given, if let's say you have any help, you can just talk to the teacher and they will straight away give you a best solution. Like for example, I'm doing my Pink Scout whereby I have to build a lot of things using bamboo, but I can't find any bamboo here in Epsom. I straight away talked to Mr. Brown and he got me another teacher, Mr. Howard, and Mr. Howard recommend another teacher to me so that they can bring the bamboo back at Epsom. So it's really amazing. So if let's say you have any problem, you just tell the people that at Epsom, and you'll definitely get a solution.
Somebody will help you, yeah. And Cadence, let's finish with you on that one. Have you developed, you said you wanted to develop your English. I think your English, you are becoming increasingly fluent. Are there any skills that you would say you're developing or you have developed as a result of coming?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is really the time management, as what mentioned by Yugenjun. So I tend to sleep earlier because the Mrs. Hill and Miss Thousand were not on my door. Hi Cadence, good night. You sleep before 12, yeah. Just like that. So I will sleep earlier, and I tend to wake up earlier, and without I set the alarm, but before the alarm really rings, I already wake up. So it's kind of like give me a healthy lifestyle, and I learn to become more work-life balance because there are many activities during the weekends, and we have to join, like we can go to music practice room for music practice, and badminton, squash, all those things there. And as because I'm like I'm a fast track student, so I learn how to manage my stress well, because I have to finish everything in 15 months, the syllabus. And I another skill I developed here is the researching skill, because I do EPQ. So I learned how to I think it's like kind of prepare me for the university for doing research thing, and it's really a good skills. And to be honest, I'm very proud of my email writing skills now. I've written emails almost every day since day one I joined Epsom. So when I look back my the inbox, and I saw there's like more than few hundreds of emails I have written, and I guess this is the best skills I learned indirectly here. And other skills I learned is like teamwork, leadership skills, and communication skills has definitely got a better improvement. So, and basically I'm not a sport person, but I think to like trying out new things. So before this, I only like play badminton as not professional, just like leisure. But since joining Epsom, I've started picking up squash, but not professional, also just like play. And I find squash really an interesting sport.
I used to love squash. You can't do it as much when you're old because your knees hurt too much. But I used to love it when I was your age, yeah.
Yeah, so I also have the chance, like once I can play, I got to play frisbee once during the KS5 games, but after that, because always raining, so it's always got cancelled. So we go indoors and play squash, badminton, those kind of thing. So I also learned how to play snooker too, because there is a snooker in every boarding house, I guess. So my friends teach me how to play snooker, and also it's very amazing. And my friends also taught me ping pong. Like Kaizin also taught me, and Paul and Ben, they taught me ping pong. But unfortunately, I'm obviously not having a great sense of sport to learn ping pong. So I end up picking the ping pong ball all the time. But it's really a great experience for me. Yeah.
Well, I've heard Kaizen's a bit of a demon at the ping pong, aren't you, Kaizen? You're a bit good at ping pong, aren't you?
I'm okay with it. Yeah. I'm a sport person. I like sports. So I'm a district player for ping pong, volleyball, and also badminton. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't bother playing her. Anybody.
No, but at the same time, you will be like amazed by the people here in Epsom. Although they are smart, but they can play sports also very well. So they are kind of like, you get amazed, like how can these people being like so smart academically and also can play sports so well? Yeah. The people here
you're one of those people, Kaizen. You're one of those people. That's what people say about you. Right. But last question, you guys. Best memory, Eugen. What is it from Epsom?
I have like too many best memories. Like if I were to say two, it's like one of them, like chatting with my friends, like in the grading center with G and Youngji, and then and the next memory is like in Mr. Brown's like physics class. Youngji and I
remember this.
Each other. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Can I share my happiest memory with Eugen? You're gonna laugh. This guy is a genius, right? But you got tricked, didn't you, into shouting into a pot. Okay. Okay, so
yeah.
I remember that.
So he's at Stanford, but they tricked him. Shout into the pot, put the lid on, and then the shout might come out again, and they videoed it. Do you remember it, Jax? So when he's famous one day, that will, that'll go viral.
Yeah, I still remember it. Like Dan told me that like if you shot into the belcher and then close it and you open it back, you can hear your scream. I actually played it for a moment. I was repeatedly like doing it, and Ben was recording it. And then like Mr. Brown and the physics teacher came in, and they asked me like what I was doing, and then I tried explaining it.
It was absolutely hilarious because I saw the video. That's actually made me cry a little bit. It was very, very, very funny. Yeah, no, that's a classic. Jax, apart from that one, what's your best memory?
I think like similar to you, again, I have quite a lot too. But I think one of my my favorite recent ones was when this was right before COVID. It was a weekend before COVID. My friends and I, we went to like Crawford, and we went to the Crawford like the common area, and it's like, I don't know, Crawford is so nice. It's decorated so nicely, yeah. And we went there, and we're playing Monopoly and just chatting, and it's so fun. Like I think it was like me, Daniel, Hayon, Aliyah, Ryan, and my sister, and we're just all there talking and chatting, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So Crawford's one of the boarding houses. Just to clarify what that's.
Another was when I was younger. So we had this. We just finished rugby training, and towards the end of the training, it started raining, but it started drizzling, so it got really muddy. And after training, my friends and I were just diving in the mud, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, doing that. Yeah, I think I might have seen that actually. Yeah. Caden,
he's made a big mess.
Yeah.
He's made a big mess. Yeah, he's like jumping in puddles and stuff.
Yeah, and scooting along for ages. Cadence, what's your happiest memory?
Okay, this thing is very long. My best memory in Epsom is in my daily life here. I really like how the people interact here. They greet each other with big smiles, even though they don't even know each other. And it really makes my day every morning. And hence, ice-breaking tool becomes the newcomers. It's just a simple hi with great smile, and the door of friendship will just open like that. So I've made many friends from different races and countries here, and we mix really well. And I feel it's incredible and overwhelmed. And during mealtime, we will most probably see Mr. Brown, the headmaster, eating with the students. And Mrs. Brown will also pop up in the dining hall sometimes, and they will chat with the students about their studies and check on their well-being as well. So this gives me really a feel of a big family in Epsom. For academic-wise, the teachers and the friends here are really helpful. They are willing to assist me in my studies and share their knowledge with me selflessly. So besides that, there is also a very, very wide range of CCA options to choose from in Epsom. And the CCAs covers the ideals, which are the internationalism, democracy, environmentalism, adventure, leadership, and service. Then there are language clubs, debating club, sport club, and rewilding project, music-related activities, and those societies built by some institutions, some are the Epsomian founded them. Then and a lot more, and there is scenery everywhere in the school. I can have like I used to spend 20 minutes at the staircase of Crawford just to take photo outside. yeah, and it's true, it's really true. And in every night, right? So the Mrs. Hill and Miss Townsend and the tutors will greet good night with us, and they say that even though sometimes if we fell asleep, they still greet us good night, even though we didn't hear them, but they still greet us. So it's made me feel very warm and feel at home here. So, and I really like to have a brisk walk around the school during the weekend. And watching the sunrise and enjoying the cool wind. And sometimes we'll meet Mrs. Brown.
But I'm out walking my dogs.
But the dogs didn't get familiar with me till now. So I really can't wait to go back to the campus and meet all my lovely teachers and friends again.
And Kaizen, thank you. Kaizen, what's been your happiest memory so far?
Well, I think it's sports. Like when I play sport with no matter the senior, the junior, or my peers, they're just amazing. Like I remember playing volleyball. There's such a great chemistry between me and my teammate and also the opponent. yeah. And also the best memory would probably be the movie night that I spent with my other Crawford girls. So we share our stories, our background, our experience together with each another, and there's like some of the cultural exchange also. Yeah. And what else? I think the best memory would probably also during classes whereby we can joke around and I mean we are still studying very seriously, but then we can exchange our knowledge like all from different background. Like SPM teacher told me this, but IGCS teacher told me that. Yeah, so it's a great chemistry between the people here.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, listen, it's been so lovely spending time with you guys. And Eugen, it's really, really, really lovely to see you again. We must definitely now, because you're back in Malaysia right now, correct? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely have to. I probably won't be able to see you properly, but at least we're on the same time zone to be able to have a chat together. Yeah. So thank you all. Thank you, Eugen, Drex, Cadence, and Kaizen. Thank you so much for your time and for talking to us about your experiences as scholars at Epsom School. And we would really welcome any applications from any students that are interested in us and what we've got to offer. Please do reach out to us via admissions at Epsom School. We'd be delighted to meet you and to talk to you about the different scholarships that are available. We've got a fast track program and we've got scholarships for students who have done well at SPM who would like to join us in September for the full A level. So if you've done well at SPM and you're looking to start an A-level program, then please do reach out to us, and it would be me that you'd be reaching out to, and I'd be really, really interested in meeting you. Okay, so thank you guys. Stay safe, stay positive. All this COVID malarkey will be over soon, and Cadence, you'll be back running around the campus before we know it. Yeah, right. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Miss. Bye.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.